calendar, Super Bowl Sunday. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion New England Patriots. The Bears offense heading out here in the big one, the Super Bowl. And the focus of the offense all season long has been this man, their star running back. He has been exceptional.
And as we know, this is a guy who loves to have the ball in his hands, and he spent the entire week working with his coaching staff to point out different opportunities and different options to get him the ball just a bit more. He wants to wear down that defense, especially in the second half.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Throwing is Williams. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
First down, Bears.
Looking to throw is Williams. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now it's 2nd and 10.
At the Patriots' 35-yard line.
Play action. Now Williams. Pass hauled in by Johnston. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
The 9-yard line. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag, that'll push him back 5. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal.
Here we go, Pimpin!
Here's Williams. And this is incomplete. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. To the air, Williams. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going... Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Here's 2nd and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun. this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. Here is 3rd down and 4.
It's a gain of 6, and it's 3rd down.
To throw, it's Williams. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
First down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
To throw, Williams. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Pass to the right side, caught by Burden. And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. To throw once more, here's Williams. They'll try to set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 26-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That's complete. Roma Dunze. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Working out of the gun, Williams. He'll get this into the hands of the Dunze. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got the Michigan man, Colston Loveland. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw again. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Roma Dunze. Again is the running back as he trots onto the field. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Chicago.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Back to throw. Williams. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Now 3rd down and 7.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, here's Williams. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
He was defended by Christian Gonzalez.
Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. There's a short one caught by Loveland.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Williams from the gun on third down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Bears first down.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
12 at the Patriots' 40-yard line.
Looking to throw. Williams. Short completion, just 4 yards. And 3rd and 8 now.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 40 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
16 yards. First down, Bears.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Bears will extend their third quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And so they run it in on the 2-point try. And so often, Charles, we talk about, from the offense's perspective, what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people...
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team. With their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
6 yards.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him, but even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
Here's Williams. From the gun, he'll throw. So the completion results there in 9 yards. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Back to throw. Williams. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Bears are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Bears now ready to take over again. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 4. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. Then he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3 and leaves him with 4th and 1. Chicago offense set to get started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts.
It's a gain of 10.
As it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. A handoff as they run the counter play. Shoves him aside. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
And the Bears first down.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Ready to go.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. And the Chicago Bears have etched their name in NFL history. They are your Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.
Commissioner Roger Goodell set to present the Lombardi Trophy to one of the originals, the Chicago Bears. On top of the world, they are your Super Bowl champions. So that'll do it for another remarkable season of the NFL on EA Sports. For my partner, Charles Davis, all of our crew, for all of you at home, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We'll do it all again come the fall. Till then, good night from the Super Bowl.